Hey everybody, I'm Lucian Fogoris, and today we're talking with Keith Higgins of Rockwell Automation, the VP of Digital Transformation. Welcome, Keith. Give us a little perspective around manufacturing, what has changed post-COVID, and perhaps tell us something what perhaps our audience has not heard over the last few
Sure,
months.
sure. Listen, I appreciate the opportunity to be here today. I think if there's one thing that was great during the pandemic, we saw manufacturers shine. They pivoted quickly. They invested in technology. They met a lot of the challenges that they were seeing in their supply chain head on, and that's been, I think, fairly well documented. I think the one theme that maybe people haven't talked as much about that you'll hear a lot more about in the near future is edge. As I often say, edge is the new cloud, right? It's the epicenter of digital transformation in terms of maximizing the return on the investments of a lot of things. And so you're starting to see the manufacturing customers realize that in the hardware and software that they own today, very close to the data source, they're able to do a lot of advanced capabilities that people sometimes think of today coming from the cloud or startups, and whether that's analytics or machine learning or artificial intelligence, things along those lines.
Thanks for that. So when you talk about edge, obviously with Rockwell controlling the North American market with the PLCs, the HMIs, you have been doing a lot of stuff at the edge for several decades. What is really new from that perspective that people should be looking more closer to?
I think what's really new is a lot of the software that we've developed to not only help our customers create a closed loop system between machine learning and the assets that the PLCs are controlling, so you can adjust as real time conditions change. You compare that to a lot of historical data, you notice an anomaly, and you can make very quickly an adjustment to a motor speed or an angle or something happening in manufacturing. So that's one of the other pieces. The other thing that I'm really excited about is our partner ecosystem, because I think the one thing we've all learned in industrial IoT is no one can do this by themselves. There is no monolithic solution, right, to all the things. So our partnerships with companies like PTC, like Microsoft, the pre-integration that we've done with those firms allow us to be much more off the shelf, almost to an app level today in a number of the solutions that are being used for the highest value use cases.
Thank you for that. Now, I'm glad you touched on partnerships and perhaps it's the new model, right, to the large player like the Microsoft, but also with your new investment with PTC. Can you talk about the partnerships with the existing indirect with the what is the distributor of the future looking like with the advancements in the augmented reality, where it used to be very important to have somebody that carries stock at a corner of the street? Well, that's changed by Amazon same day delivery or next day. Perhaps with the corner of the street having a specialist. Well, that's changed with the technology of augmented reality.
Right.
How is Rockwell addressing those needs, those new needs through the partnerships? And what does the distributor of the future look like?
I think it's a great question. I think that the distributor of the future, and by the way, we recently acquired, in my opinion, the best distributor of the future or systems integration partner, Calypso, which is now part of the Rockwell family. What do those companies look like that's different? Number one, they're very industry centric. They understand the nuances of life sciences and how they're very different in terms of digital transformation use cases than consumer packaged goods or automotive and tire, right? So that industry lens becomes really important to the success of these use cases. And they're highly consultative in the business and technology areas around how to maximize the profitability and ROI of a particular project, how to deliver it and get fast time to value. And back to the ecosystem, element, there are pieces that Rockwell owns. We partner with companies like PTC and Microsoft, and there are other selections in that ecosystem that a company like a Calypso or a distributor of the future, as you suggest, would have great domain expertise in. So they know the industry, they know the ecosystem, they know Rockwell. They're able to deliver to customers an end-to-end solution that's pre-integrated and delivers a very fast time to value.
Thanks for those insights, Keith. Another question I have around I guess the customer perception, right? As Rockwell, you over decades, you've been able to do in some industry better than others, but predictive analytics, predictive maintenance, it used to be quite expensive. Now that its cost is approaching zero, and perhaps a sensor or something you'd be in excess of $100, you can get something that's $10 and build the parallel circuit. What is the expectation of the customer today? Are they still entertaining discussions around that? What are some of the, if you will, the low hanging fruits from the customer that they're looking and say, yeah, I think I want to take another look at what Rocco is offering if I go on this digital transformation journey?
I think many of our customers have been with us for decades, and no one knows their operational technology data better than we do in partnership with our customers. So they're looking to us to give them the next set of tools to analyze that data, to generate insights, to generate predictions and predictive behavior of their assets, of their systems, and even to deliver new tools to make their employees more productive, more capable of working from a distance, safer, so more sustainable, right? So there's lots of value that's being derived out of that. I'll call it the next wave of capabilities that Rockwell is bringing to market, primarily organically, but also through our partnerships. And so I think today customers are very excited about the fact that for the most part they have an existing hardware and software installation of Rockwell that was designed from inception to support future releases of software for things like analytics and machine learning, and it's not bringing in a new piece of equipment, a new vendor. It's from someone that they know and trust from a long time, that really understands their industry and their data, and it has a really forward looking roadmap for how to help them maximize the value of their industrial data, which is becoming a new competitive landscape for most industrial companies.
Great insights there, and agree with your statement. And I guess this matches some of the surveys out there that one of the most recent says 36% of manufacturers are probably now realize above average business value from IT spending and digitalization, well aligned with comments you made earlier about extracting data. How does the conversation start with a new? Just what are you hearing from your folks? Obviously, you're not going out there to buy a digitalization. You're trying to solve real problem. Walk us through, the feedback you get from a customer. What are they trying to solve when they go down this journey?
It really is broad. Depending on the industry, process discrete. There are so many different uh, challenges that customers believe they can solve if they really get their arms around data. So for a lot of customers, it's how do I maximize the yield of my operations? How do I minimize the scrap? How do I generate? How do I make 200,000 more tires a year? How do I make, fill in the blank, right? How do I deliver a better customer experience because I have complete visibility over my entire supply chain, so I can deliver a great experience to my end customer because I know exactly when I'm going to get finished goods and can get them to that customer. So many examples of how to help customers innovate faster, drive a lot more profitability out of their operations, and work on things like improving sustainability.
Given us a lot to digest on, and if you're in the audience and you like what you heard, or you have more questions for Keith or Keith's team, feel free to leverage the hashtag you see displayed on the screen.